everyone, it's Angela Allen. Welcome back to the Handmade Homestead. Well, today we're going to talk about how to grow sweet potatoes in your garden. It's not the same as regular potatoes. It takes a little more work, but it's absolutely worth the effort. Sweet potatoes store longer in storage over the cold months. They're way more nutritious, delicious, and versatile than regular white potatoes. At least we think so in our household, as do most people who garden and grow them. And today I'm going to show you down and dirty, really quick video on how to grow sweet potatoes in your garden, because now is the time to get going. All right, let's go. Regular potatoes, in order to propagate new ones, you just take one of your potatoes. They call them seed potatoes, but you can pretty much take anything that you've bought from the store and propagate it. And you propagate a regular potato like this. You take the potato, you put it in the dirt, you cover it with a little bit of dirt, you let the plants grow up, you put a little more dirt in, and through that area of dirt, you'll get new potatoes. And you can see how the eyes sprout. And you can actually even cut a potato like this into a couple of pieces, as long as there's an eye or two on each chunk, and plant them like that, or you can just plant them whole. The other thing of note is you cannot eat the vines or leaves of regular potatoes. They're poisonous to you and your pets. Don't eat them. And we all know you don't eat green potatoes either. So these have to be well covered to prevent the sun from touching any potatoes. So that's a regular potato. Sweet potatoes don't grow this way. If you take a regular sweet potato and you put it in the ground, you won't get anything as a result of that. So let me show you how to grow them. It's actually really easy. It's actually kind of fun too, but it's an extra step, and we'll get into that next. Regular sweet potatoes you cannot just put in the ground. These are sweet potatoes that I grew last year in my garden. I grow this same kind of potato every year. It's a bright, bright purple Japanese sweet potato. Not just the skin is purple, but look at this. Can you see how purple it is inside? We love them. They're really rich, and when you cook them, they're almost a neon purple. Don't let that white throw you. It's just part of the sap of the sweet potato. Won't hurt you, perfectly edible. Where some plants you can't eat stuff with white sap, you're okay with a sweet potato. Let me show you how you plant them. Well, you're probably going to want to start with organic sweet potatoes that you've bought specifically for this purpose, or from sweet potatoes that you grew previously. You can do that. That's what we always do. Store-bought sweet potatoes may not give you what you're looking for. So to grow sweet potatoes, they don't grow from the potato, they grow from slips. So you can put these in water, or you can put them in dirt. I put them in dirt because I like the nutrition that it actually helps to provide a little better nutrition than just putting the sweet potato itself in water to grow these slips. And then pretty soon you keep the skin moist and it'll start putting out plants. You can see the plants coming off it. Now I've already pulled a bunch off of here. These are my next batch, but there's something important I want to show you here. This is a sweet potato that I grew last year. This is one I bought from the store. Notice it doesn't really have any slips on it at all. And I did that just for an orange sweet potato, just to have a few of those plants. Though we love the purple, just for something different. But this, they've all been in the dirt for the same time. This doesn't have any plants on it, only because I took them off recently, and I'll show you those in a minute. So you put these in the dirt or put them in water. You keep the skin moist, you keep the dirt moist. After a few weeks, you're going to get this happening. So in order to replant these, all you do is you pull off the plant. They come right off. I'm always a little bit gentle about it. And then this will actually root from the bottom, and that will become your plant. And we're gonna plant some right now, but just so you know. So again, you cannot start sweet potatoes by just throwing a potato in the ground. You won't get anything. You need a sweet potato plant or a slip. And you can buy slips at a lot of the different seed producers. And you're gonna start roots at the bottom. And you're gonna end up, well, these are a couple I just took off yesterday. And you can see, even yesterday, they already have roots on them. See those? And I'm literally gonna pull off some of these bottom leaves and plant this in dirt. Keep it watered, keep it warm. Sweet potatoes don't like to be cold. These will go out in my sweet potato. I usually grow them in big bags. They will go out in the bags, and then I'll harvest them come fall after the vines die off. But what you should know about sweet potatoes too is these leaves and these vines are edible. So the younger leaves and the younger tips of the vines, you can eat them like spinach. It's very popular, very commonly eaten. And again, you cannot eat regular potato vines, but sweet potato vines, you can, and they're delicious. They have a sweet potato flavor. I actually, once my bags get full of vines and the vines start taking over the corner of my garden, I start pulling off a bunch of the younger leaves. I dehydrate them, break them up into little pieces, throw them in a bottle, and I use them for greens in soup and stew all winter long. Hang on, I'll show you. There you go. So these are what I do with them. After I dry them, I crumble them up into smaller pieces. You can see, I mean, they're not like super, super small, but they're perfect size. You know, when these get wet in the soup broth, they're gonna expand. And I throw these right in with soup or stew or even salads as an herb sometimes. They have a mild sweet potato flavor. Now I do that with a lot of greens. I mix them all together. I have bottles and bottles of this stuff come every fall from dehydrated kohlrabi leaves, young cabbage leaves, broccoli leaves, mustard greens, kale, Swiss chard, green bean leaves, pepper leaves. I mean, there are a lot of leaves in your garden that are edible on your plants, but make sure you check and make sure it's an edible leaf first. I dehydrate them, throw in a bottle, and it's just soup greens. Yep, see, it says soup greens on the top, and I use them all winter long. So that's what I do with some of the sweet potato leaves, but let's get back to planting the slips. I have maybe 5 grow bags out there that I grow sweet potatoes in. To be honest, I wish I had more. They are a great big grow bag. I mean, they are big enough. Each bag is big enough for 4 plants. So I'm gonna start a dozen of these. Any plants that I don't use, by the way, I just give to my local Buy Nothing group. I just advertise them, and there are always people that want to come and pick up some because they haven't started plants. So they're easy to start. I'm just gonna make my hole all the way down because it will root all along this stem. And I'm just gonna stick them in, water them in, and whatever you do, keep them warm because sweet potatoes don't like to be cold. These don't even go into my garden until the end of May. I'm gonna fill the rest of that up with dirt in a few minutes, but that is just one to start. And of course, I'm gonna label them. And like I said, in May, when it's really, really warm, like mid-May to the end of May, even the 1st of June would work. I will put these out in the grow bags, let them grow out, keep them well watered. Sweet potatoes like to be fed, and they like a lot of water to keep not soggy, but to keep them wet, especially in a grow bag. They need a little extra in the hot summer sun. The vines will go everywhere, but remember, you can take, 10% of those vines to actually eat in salad or eat in stew or grate with eggs. I mean, they taste like mild sweet potatoes, and you can use them just like spinach. So there we go. If you found this helpful, just give me a like and share. Maybe subscribe if you're not already one of my community members, and I will see you next time. Take care.